So how can you get more money into your bank account from the same amount of clients? By the end of this video, you're going to work out how to hold on to your money and collect more money from your clients. Hello friends! If you're new here, my name is Lee-Harper. I'm an ex-school teacher and I have worked for the last 2 years as a school teacher and kids entertainer, performing in different countries, and so I'm very familiar with the stage. And now I coach entertainers to earn money by getting paid and having fun. Tra-la-la. So today we're going to work out how to get more money from your client. You don't have to have 1 million clients, just the ones that you've already got. Get more money from them, just stick it in your bank account so you can get it out of the ATM or on your swipey card. And we're going to use a small business as an example. My business is kids entertaining. It's exactly the same as most other small businesses, so here goes. Now there's some weird wording that you're going to have to wrap your head around. One is cost per acquisition. That's your CPA. That's how much it takes to get a customer hooked onto you. Then you've got lifetime value of a client. That's how much overall they're going to spend with you over their lifetime period. Now be warned, this is a very important step to remember because not all clients are equal. So how do you get a new client? This is what I hear all the time with new people who are going into the kids entertaining world. They say, how do I start? Where do I get my first show from? That's easy. You have got a plethora of things that you can do. Some are expensive, some are free but time consuming. I'm going to tell you all about those right now. My favourite is advertising. You can advertise on Google, Facebook, Instagram, link with Facebook, YouTube. You can retarget the people that have already been to your website like magic. It seems to just follow your clients around like spooky stalkers. Hello, Super Steph again. Hello, Super Steph again. There's lots of things you can do. Some are better than others. I always recommend stay digital and not giving out bits of paper. Do everything as much as you can, but at least with digital, you can see the money coming in. Now, the best bit about advertising, as long as you know what you're doing, and it's a little bit tricky, then you'll be able to see how much money you're spending and how much money comes back to you with sales of shows. So this is where we get into the cost per acquisition. That's where you've spat out all of your different adverts to people, spitting all the way out, and to try and attract the clients that actually want you and care about you. And they'll come along and they'll click. You'll get some random clickers from magic shows, David Blaine and all that sort of stuff. You've got to keep making sure that you keep an eye on your advertising account. Otherwise, your advertising account, usually Facebook or Google, they've got their own best interests at hand. So they'll spit your advert out wherever, unless you tame it in. Get back in there. Don't give my adverts to the circus down the road. How is that even linked? Advertising is expensive, but it's effective. So for me, usually a client coming in with just filling out a form will cost me about $12 to $30. Some people clicking on that advert will cost me between $1.20 and about $6. This is all Australian, so work it out what that is in your currency, I'm not sure. And when they come to your website, you've actually spent about $20 from all the dodgy clicks to get that one person who's actually sort of interested. And from that client, you phone them up as fast as you can, and then you try and get the sale. So not even that $30 or $20 will be your sale. That is not even the sale. That's how expensive it is. The cost per acquisition side is taking all of those inquiries, taking them all together and finding that one sale out of all those inquiries, which usually it's about 1 in 5 for us. So $20 times 5, about $100 goes in to find one client that actually cares about us.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
It's heartbreaking because I thought when I started on this journey of advertising that I put in like $1.20 and 3 shows would come out of it. But no, there's so many people vying for that same page on Google that your money is ending up as Google's food, little treats. However, saying that, from that $100 just to get your foot in the door into a show, we have got, as this type of industry, we have got the best word of mouth, the best way to market, because you've got 30 little children there, or with their parents standing, making awkward conversation, drinking tea, watching us do an amazing show. They're just going to have their little child going, Mummy, please can we get the magician for my party? Who can stop a cute little adorable face from melting your heart and booking that magician? So your $100 doesn't just go to that one show. Your $100, if you're good, and that's important, if you're good at the show, spouts off to other different shows. So it's worth the money. So that lifetime value of that one client, just that one client, she might have 3 children and you might do one of those other children's parties, or that same child again and again. I've just done a party for a little girl called Layla. I've been to her party twice before and done her brother and sister's party. That mum owns half my house. So I do recommend advertising, but do be warned, make sure that you've got a proper budget for it, because you're going to gulp when you see that bill at the end of the month. Word of mouth is good, but it's so slow. Nobody hangs around having cups of tea in playgroups anymore. Oh yes, did you see Super Steph? I really think that Super Steph is one of the best magicians. Oh, I'll write her name down. No, everybody's too bothered with their own lives nowadays. So what they do is they end up just Googling, and it's whoever is first at the top of Google. I've had people that I've worked with for years, even the lady who I was just telling you about, the lady who booked me for the second time for her daughter, and I've done all of her parties before. The lady said to me, oh, I booked Magic Glen the other day, and it was only John, who's my assistant, sending me a message saying, do you want Steph? That I thought, yes, I'll have Steph. Did she forget about me? I don't understand. They're just wrapped up in their own worlds. They don't really think about you at all, so you have to be there. Hello, it's Stephanie again, remember me? So word of mouth, when you're not actually there to do the show and you're thinking that other parents are going to talk to each other, doesn't really happen as much anymore as it used to back in the 90s. In fact, I need you to remember this word. Word of mouth means word of mouse. Squeak, squeak. Now, marketing for the clients that are there in front of you, that's a different thing. When you go to a party and you have all of these parents staring at you, as I just explained, you can give out your business cards. Oh my goodness, that is like gold. That's free money. It's free money. No $100 just to acquire that one person. Thank you very much. And that's how important it is to get your foot in the door to one person's party. But be warned, as I said, lifetime value of the client is always important to know. Go for the clients that have more money or more shows, because you don't have to work as hard to get them. You might have to work a little bit harder to get them, but the money that comes in really pays for that. So those are the 3 main ways to get clients: advertising, word of mouth, and marketing to people while you're doing a show. Those are the 3 main ones. Now imagine that your client is like a sponge, and I have a little sponge just here to show you. I found this watching a video about Alex Hormozy, and it's true. You've got to imagine they're like a sponge, okay? Every time that you have a client, you don't want to be having to pay out for another client and another client, because they always cost a lot of money. Imagine, as I said, it's $100 just to get this one client. But this one client has money. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I can hear it sloshing around in there. Hello, slish slosh. And it's our job to help them help us. Ha 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 ha. This is what we have to do. You have to imagine them as a sponge that's got the water for the money. How do you get money out of a client? You sell them things. It's actually harder than it sounds, because you might think, oh, they don't need that, they don't need this, they haven't got enough money for that. But that is not your call to make. I'm going to tell you a little story that happened to me when I misjudged a customer. I got a phone call from a man who had a 1-year-old birthday party. He said he had about sort of 6 children aged 3 to 5 years old, and he wanted everything. He was asking, what else can you give me? What else can you give me? I said, well, look, you don't really need anything else. And it was a bit of a fight, because I'm saying, look, I've got you a 2-hour show. That's really all you really need. He told me it was going to be in a garage. Already my brain's thinking, okay, it's not going to be a big Victoria Golf Club style arrangement with all these beautiful balloons hanging off and golden sashes down with the child's name across it, which sometimes you get. Garage, 2-hour show for a 1-year-old birthday party with about 6 to 8 children. You don't need all that. Don't spend all that money. Well, I wish I didn't think that, because I went in there was a Ferrari parked in the driveway and a Bentley for his wife. The money didn't matter to them. Yes, they didn't need all this stuff in reality, but people want this stuff. Sell them it. That's what you're here for. You're here to give them what they want. And you're doing them a disservice if you don't. I was making a decision for my customer that I wasn't even making for myself. And worse yet, I robbed him the opportunity for him to choose. So give them the opportunity to give you money. I'll take your money. My kid wants an upgrade on an iPad this Christmas, and he'll break it in about 3 months. So I'm still holding this bowl with a sponge in it like an idiot, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So when you're booking for a show, have some upgrades, have something to sell them. Think, what else can I sell this person? For example, we have an upgrade of doing balloon twisting, an extra half an hour of balloon twisting. But Stephanie, you always have balloon twisting in your shows anyway. Aha, yes we do. So we're basically selling them on top of selling them more balloon twisting. But what we say, and what is true, is that when we do balloon twisting, we do a big balloon sword fight for the boy shows. Hunger! And that means when we do that, some of those balloons burst, which sometimes gets the kids sad because then we have to disappear. So what I say is, if you want to make sure that those children are sort of really happy all the way through, have an extra half an hour so they can choose another balloon animal. Dog, sword, flower, space gun, all of those. And then sometimes they go home with 2 balloons and you're not going to get any sad faces. And people say, oh yes, yes please, that sounds a great idea. Because what Dan Kennedy says is, when are people happiest? Right when they've just bought something. So do an upsell, always. So my friend, you now have some more money. See there's dripping? That's money dripping into your account. Drip, drip, drip. Then not only upgrading on services, you can upgrade on products as well. You can give them party bags. You can give them magic kits. If you're doing pamper party shows, you can give them a little handy bag of kids' nail polish. Do a princess pack for the princesses that go along, and they stick a little tiara on the birthday girl and a little sash. Tell them how cute it makes the little girl feel. And it's only $15. Bargain, get me 2. Money, money, money. Thanks very much. More money for my iPad. Now, if you like these tips, I've got a guide on the simple steps to become a well-paid kids' party entertainer as a side hustle or as full-time. Now, I believe that this is the best job in the world, especially if you love working with children. So just comment below, give me the guide, and I'll send it to you. Or if you click on the link below, you'll also get the same guide. So how else can you get more money from your bank account from the same client? Networking. Now, I've been around. Oh yes, I've been around. I know all the entertainers in Brisbane. It's not that big. It's got 4 million people in it, but as you know, if you're a kids entertainer, or even if you're a school teacher or something like that, you end up knowing the same circles of people. The puppeteers I know, the face painters, the tiddlywinks, dance and play centres, they all have connections, and their connections happen to be your clients that have the money that just haven't spent with you yet. But it's time to change that, my friends. And this is what we're going to do. So you can do a couple of things. If you find a client that's really got like a big show happening and they need some entertainment, then recommend your friends, because what goes around comes back around. Goes around, comes back around, goes around, comes back around, goes around. If you know all the play centres in the area, you can also give them a wodge of business cards to put on their desks. They've always got some sort of like desk thing where parents are constantly there looking at the coffees, waiting around for their coffee, and they'll pick it up out of interest. And some of them are going to put it in their pocket. Business cards are so cheap. You know, just frisbee them off. Frisbee, business cards, business cards. One of my favourites is a jumping castle company. When they have a superhero party and the client says, I really need a superhero, do you know of any? They say, yes, I do actually. I know a company called Super Party Heroes. That's us. And they only do that, it's free. It's a free client coming. No more $100 spending on advertising, thank you very much. So be really nice to your people that work in the same circle as you. And you'll get free advertising. Amazing. I do free shows for Colin, who's at the Tiddlywinks, every 3 months. He lets my children in for free into the play centre, and it's so lovely. Cuddle, I love Colin. Oh, Colin. Love his wife as well. It's just a fun connection. Colin gets from me a guy who works doing my shows, and I've sorted out with costumes as well, superhero costumes. So he does his own superhero costume anymore. It's all about reciprocation. And so, get ready to pick up that sponge, because your friends are going to give you money from other clients. Look at that big puddle. Now you're going to find that hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes you're not going to get anything. And then other times you're going to get an influx from random people that you know in the industry where you think, oh, thank you so much. You've just given me like $2,000 to $3,000 this month just by that one referral. So it's always really important to keep a network and network your friends. I don't even call them networking. It sounds a bit businessy when really it's just about connection. The whole world is about connection. Then we have affiliates. Affiliates are things like you can put on your website, Amazon.com. I know some people are a bit funny about Amazon. I don't really know the whole politics about it, but everybody's funny with somebody nowadays. Get an affiliate account with Amazon, put on links to fairy wings. And remember, this is not just about entertaining, this is about your idea with your small business. If you're a hairdresser, go and make sure that you're putting the wigs out, you know, the hair extensions on the side. But don't just put it in the corner and let dust fall on it. You've got to push this stuff. If you don't push it, if you're not paying attention to it, nobody else will. And we want the attention because attention is that liquid gold in there. So Amazon is like an affiliate shop, online shop, and they will give you money every time somebody clicks on there and buys a set of fairy wings or buys bluey party bags or something like that. Or of course, you can sell your own party bags as an upsell. Ching-ching. Now, if you like this video, please show me that you liked it by ticking the thumbs up down below. And if you have any input for the next video, please comment below so that I can hear your point of view, as I do really want to hear what you have to say, because you have also got great ideas too. Now, my favourite for this year, which we have not done stupidly for the last few years, is we have another virtual assistant guy from the Philippines who now contacts all the people that we had. And this is what I'm saying to you. When I had the lady the other day and she said, oh yes, I forgot about Steph. People forget about you. They've got stuff to do. Dentists, homework, karate, paying the bills. You have to remind them about you and how amazing you are. So get somebody, if you can't do it, because I hate it. I hate being on the phone. Memories. Get a virtual assistant. They'll do it for you. Get them to phone up or email, or both is best, your old clients every single year. Not just like a week before, of course. That would be crazy. I always recommend for birthday parties, you make sure that you call them 6 weeks out. If it's going to be a festival, you message them 3 months out. 3 months is what the time, a minimum. And when you do that, you're keeping your lifetime value to get higher and higher and higher. And that will offset your advertising spend, so you can spend more money getting more clients in and getting more money. It's raining. I'm the rainmaker. This is the one thing that I've done in my business this year that almost doubled my money from last year. Sometimes you work really hard and then it's one simple thing that changes it. The tiny little tweaks will improve your profit margin substantially. And then my final thoughts are, people will come back to me and say, oh, but my clients can't afford it. My clients don't have that much money, so I just give them the bare minimum. That's not for you to decide. As long as you're not selling them rubbish, let them choose. You don't get somebody coming into a shopping centre and then all the other, really rich, expensive like handbag places go, oh no, that's Super Steph's here. Quick, shut the banners. I could go in there. I feel embarrassed too, mainly because it's a rip-off, but they will welcome you in because their job is to sell their product, and that's what your job is. Your job is to sell your product, not for that, but to make sure that you've got the money in the bank. That's what a business is for. If not, you've just got a hobby. Hobby's okay, but then you need another job for a real business. You'll have this too. You'll hear from your friends, same as me, I've got no money, haven't got any money. Next minute, you see them on Facebook, I'm off to Lapland for a holiday to meet Santa. Really? Oh, that's lovely. Now, whether they've got a ton of money from their family or they are just skint as and they're paying it off on their credit card, that's what they do in their life. That's not for you to judge. That's their decision making. Crazy decision making. They're going to spend it regardless of you even being there. So don't feel guilty. That's all I say. And if you really feel that your clients literally do not have money to scrape together for your shows or your small business, whatever the business is, then abandon ship! Abandon ship! Abandon ship! Because you can't afford a business that has clients that can't pay you. And that's where you need to attract higher paying clients with bigger sponges. And you do that by upgrading your self-image. And this is where you get more clients that hold more water. And the job is easier because birds of a feather flock together. You don't go to those expensive houses and find that all of their friends are driving 17-year-old cars. They're all driving Audis and Mercedes. And the same amount of money is not the same value to those people that have got those expensive cars and expensive houses as it is to somebody who hasn't got that much money. It's just less valuable because they've got more of it. On a side note, watch my video up here and it will help you make sure that they are feeding out of your hands. Not literally, that would just be creepy. Bye friends.